Hello guys, Zennosh here, and today in this video of Exos Heroes, let's review the 3 new heroes that's going to make their debut in this game tomorrow. And one of them is a new general hero unit, and his name is Prithiof. He kind of looks really amazing, kind of reminds me of the Lannister family from the Game of Thrones, believe me or not. Alright, looks really cool. Alright, let's start talking about his passive effect right of here, which is known as Thrust 3, alright, which says deals damage to the attacker upon taking damage 30%, afflicts the attacker with stun for 5 to 12 turns. Now there is a bit of improvement over here, guys. He can stun the opponents up to 12 turns based on own current health when the attack hits, which is so good. Usually units like Shufragan and Valar could only stun the opponents up to 5 turns whatsoever, alright? But now, our new hero unit known as Prithiof can actually stun the opponents up to 12 turns depending upon his current health, which is so good. 12 turns of stun? That's definitely going to put a lot of disadvantage on opponent out there. Gain mana 1 mana if health of the target is at 80% or more health, and removes 1 mana from the target, and then gains mana 1 mana to self if the health of the target is at 30% or less. Can't they just say steal mana effect? Next is gonna be the Breathe of Mana over here. Overtime effect. Front row allies permanently gain 1 mana, just like Shufragan, Battery, and Garf. Alright, he also provides that 1 mana permanently to the front row allies. That can be quite helpful for the stall meta hero units, like let's say Fatecore Tantalo, Fatecore Tally, and so on and on. Build formation out here. Mark grants build formation mark on an ally with lower defense than self at the start of the battle, just like Schmidt and Shufragan out there. Increases health of the marked ally by 50% of the target's defense for each build formation mark on all allies. Okay, so provided that if you have a total of 5 allies, maybe your ally is going to receive 250% of own defense as health boost, which is so good, guys, alright? But the effectiveness will be reduced to 50% for the back row heroes, like let's say Fatecore Raquel, Fatecore Jeon, and so on and on, alright? So that might be a problematic thing out there. But anyways, the amount of health boost is pretty awesome out here, alright? Next is gonna be the Life in Death. Overtime effect, it says increases health and defense of all allies by 10%. Thanks to his synergy effect, he's already boosting the health of the allies immensely. And on top of that one, he's improving their health and defense even further. And not only that, he's going to improve the block stat of the front row allies by 5% of own defense. Provided that he has 5,000 defense points, the front row allies will be able to receive up to 250 points of block stats, which is so good. If you can somehow block the incoming damage, you are going to save yourself from being one-shot hit, alright? Especially with the Fatecore Schmidt going rampant around, there's a really high chance that you might actually get one shot, but if you can actually block the incoming attack, you are definitely going to survive that attack, provided that you have really good stats, alright? So yeah, block stat really helpful out there, especially in the Japanese standard battles, and it's really good out here, guys, really good. Undisturbed, it says mark effect increases own block value by freaking 30% if there is 3 or more allies in the front row at the start of the battle, alright? So if the condition is fulfilled, his block value will increase by 30%. That is really a lot. And if he can keep on blocking the incoming damages, definitely he will be able to improve the sustenance of your team, because he definitely is trying to become a really amazing tank. The only thing that he is missing out here right now is going to be the provoke effect. If that was to happen, he would have been definitely an OP unit. Anyways, now let's start talking about his active skills, alright? So active skill number 1, which says required mana 2 mana. So thanks to the signature force, he can actually deal some really good damage to a single target. Yes, it's a single target damage. Silent trio, it says deals 375% damage to one enemy, and with the aid of the signature force, he can actually deal some really good damage, but don't really expect a lot from him right now, because definitely he's a new general hero and his signature force will actually take some time to arrive, alright? So till that time, maybe it's not really that super skill for now. Special effect stuns one enemy. Wow, he already has stun out there in the passive effect, with which he can stun up to 12 turns. Alright, and now there is another effect over here in his active skill number 1 that can stun the enemy up to 5 turns, provided these requirements are fulfilled. Alright, it's not going to stun the target, but the another target with the highest attack and who is not affected with this stat effect. But you are supposed to make sure that the target who you are striking is afflicted with the status effect. Alright, so that's the thing out there. Kind of a little bit complicated out here, but if we can actually make that happen, he definitely is going to make sure that someone out there is going to get stunned, and that's going to be really helpful, especially when the ally is with the highest attack stat. That definitely is going to make sure that the DPS of your opponent is going to be limited to a certain extent. 3 deaths, it says. Active skill number 2, required mana 4 mana. Alright, so with this skill you can actually expect some really good signature force damage. All deals 255% damage to all the enemies out there. Not really that impressive multiplier out here, and I think when you are going to improve his unleashed potential, maybe higher the defense he has, more the damage he will be able to deal even further. So that's gonna be it, guys. In overall, I would say this guy is crazy good. Crazy good. I mean, like, right away as soon as he arrives, I would say people are not actually gonna use him out there. We actually still have to wait for his signature force to come out and his fate core to come out. Alright, but looking into his skill effects, they are pretty new, they are pretty awesome. They actually promise a lot of sustenance in the team out there. Alright, so with this thing, I'm not saying that he's going to change the meta as of now. He definitely is a really great aid, alright? It's really good help out there. That's all I can say, but definitely not a meta changer out there. But his skills are very interesting. Now, next unit is gonna be Dana, alright? This is gonna be the fast lieutenant out here, and let's look into his skill information. The skill information over here says passive effect, mana absorb 3. Removes enemy buff and gains mana 1 mana, just like Baelish. Alright, gains mana 1 mana additional if the health of the target is 80% more. Remove 1 mana from the target and then gain mana, still mana effect. Okay, now let's start talking about the active skill number 1, which says it requires 2 mana to execute it. It's an AoE attack, 63% damage to all enemies, and there is a dot skill over here as well. Alright, and now let's start talking about our active skill number 2, which says Wind Dust. Required mana 3 mana, and it's a single target nuke damage, just like Baraka, or let's say just like Baraka. Okay, single target damage, deals 525% damage to a single target, just like Fate Core Iris. Right, and there's a special effect out here as well. If the caster has build formation mark, meaning like if she is with the Prithiof, then what's going to happen is that she's going to deal 250% additional piercing damage to a single target. That is that's insane, man. That's insane. 525% damage normally, and the extra 250% additional piercing damage to the single target. That actually consumes 3 mana. With this skill, she could possibly knock the hell out of a certain opponent out there. I mean, like, she can be a really good nuker. Think about it. It's too good. It's really good. So all will actually come down to her speed stat. Let's see how compatible her speed stat is. If it's compatible, just like, let's say, Brook, Fate Core Brook, then she can definitely be a really great unit out there, alright? Because this kind of damage is pretty good. I am actually really loving it. Alright, but not much of really big promise factor out there. It's like just like being quite useful. Not really that super promising though. Next is gonna be the Lang, the cat, the spirit animal. Okay, let's see what this cat, the Lang, can do. Alright, the normal hero unit out there. Passive effect, mana utilization 3, so definitely she is a wizard. Alright, increases attack based on ally's mana count. More the ally in the team, more the damage he is going to deal, just like Bernadette as well. Gains mana 1 mana if ally's mana count is at 10 or more on own turn. Gains mana 1 mana if enemy's mana count is at 10 or more on own turn. Alright, extra ways of gaining mana, and it actually works really fine. Alright, so you definitely will be able to muster a lot of mana in very limited time. So that's really good. Hunting Instinct mark effect. If the caster has build formation mark, thanks to the Prithiof, afflicts Hunting Instinct mark on the target when the own attack hits. Okay, And there's a perfect out here as well. Afflict sleep to the enemies with 3 or more hunting instinct marks for 7 turns. So when she actually managed to afflict the opponents with 3 or more hunting instinct mark on them, she is going to make them sleep for a total of 7 turns at the start of the turn, and removes all hunting instinct mark from the target as well. And 7 turns of sleeping effect out there. I think sleeping is pretty much a new status effect, which I think is going to make the opponent kind of like stunned unless they are attacked again. When they're attacked again, they will come back to their senses and they will start fighting it again. That's what I think, alright? I'm not pretty much 100% sure, alright? Because this is a new effect, but that's what I think is, alright? Next thing is gonna be her active skill number 1, known as required mana 3 mana, and Cosmic Cat. It says all deals 178% damage to all enemies, just like Fate Kushmina out there. Pretty good damage modification out here, guys. And her second active skill is known as Popping Snowball. That requires 5 mana, and it's a burst effect, just like Fate Core Battery, or let's say Fate Core Scarlet, and so on and on, right? Deals 357% damage to all the enemies. More the mana she has, the more the damage she's going to deal, because it's a burst effect. If she has 10 mana, she's going to use even that extra 5 manas out there to burn out a lot more damage into the opponents out there. So definitely this cat is actually pretty good. She's quite an amazing wizard out there. I mean, like, there's a status effect out here as well, with which she can actually make the enemies go to sleep. That can be quite helpful out there if you can actually use it really nicely. Can be quite valid for the Javan standard battles out there as well. So I'm pretty much looking forward to it, guys. Pretty interesting unit. So that's gonna be it. Anyways, there is this precaution right away which says the Prithiof is going to drop at 0.5% chance from the banner. That's going to come tomorrow. Dana is going to drop at 0.7% chance, as she is the first lieutenant, and Lang is a common fated hero unit, and she is going to drop at 1% chance. So that's gonna be it, guys. Alright, and you will be able to get Prithiof for free after 28 multi-summons. And if you are now asking me, should you be really summoning Prithiof? It really depends upon you. He's a general unit. Definitely I would say it's never a bad idea to summon a general, and especially trying to get a lot of dupes of the general over here. So definitely it's a good thing, alright? But looking into his skills, he is not at that level as Dorka, in my opinion. Not that as that level as Schmidt himself, you know, without any Fate Core. He's good, but not really that superb to actually change the meta out there. That's what I think. If you guys have different opinion, please do let me know in the comment section below. I will look forward to your views and opinions, and it would definitely be a really great help to me, alright? And in my simple opinion, I would say do not really use your cess, okay, onto like this kind of banner. I would say wait for him until the time when his gold Fate Core arrives, alright? The gold Fate Core Prithiof, that's gonna be the time when you are supposed to invest all the cess that you have onto him. At least 19,600 cess are there to pity him over there. That may be the time, but now I would say rather save your cess so that you can actually invest your cess on the upcoming future gold Fate Core general banners out there. Like, let's say maybe the gold Fate Core Battery might come back, gold Fate Core Garf might actually come back, and so on and on. You might want to spend your cess over there. He definitely is a really great unit. I'm not saying that he's bad, but spending a lot of cess on him right away might actually be quite counterproductive at this moment. Okay, you cannot actually reap a lot of benefit out of him. First of all, he lacks signature force, he lacks core memory, he doesn't even have a Fate Core so far right now. I mean, like, he's a new unit, right? And there are so many penalties going on around. One day eventually you are definitely going to get him, maybe through Eternal Bond series or maybe some other way out there. Who knows, right? So I would say not really that a good idea to actually spend cess for him out there. Let me know if you have different opinions out there, and let me also know like why it is like that. So that's gonna be it. What do you guys think about my insights, my review? Let me know in the comment section below. I would really love to know about it, and see you guys in the next video.